Grant Phillips, thank you for joining us this evening. We have absolutely no title for this podcast. You're known as a filmmaker, graduate of UTA, entrepreneur, local Uber driver. Entertainment entrepreneur.
Yeah, a little bit more specific than just an entrepreneur.
Political activist.
I'm not really active in anything, but
Political.
I do have my opinions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Political opinionist. My favorite Facebooker probably all time.
Well, thank you.
It's good to see you, man. We got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
This is the first podcast I've hosted successfully. This is, by the way, this is Michael, also known as AKA, what do you want to?
Him, her, they know that.
Okay, and her.
They know that.
And if you're hooked onto this, you already know who I am. John Marcus Morrison, the great stand-up comic extraordinaire, independent movie maker. I don't want to toot my horn too much, but
Yeah. I still need to see your stuff.
it's not nice to do. You will see it. You will see it because you've shown me a good amount of your stuff, so I feel like I have to do the same, for you, because it doesn't make sense for me to just see your stuff.
Right.
Critique it and whatever. How you been, Brent?
I've been doing pretty good, Basically, I'll just give you a short overview of my life. I was born and raised here in Dallas, Texas until I was 12 years old.
Where at? What part?
In Irving.
Okay.
I was born in Dallas, raised in Irving until I was 12 years old. Then my parents moved me to Mississippi, and I stayed there until I was 24 whenever Hurricane Katrina hit. And then after that, came back here to Dallas, and I've been back here for 12 years. So you got 12, 12, 12. And in the last 12 years, I got my college degree in film and video. And ever since then, I've had some pretty specific goals. I want to be in the film movie industry, and that is what I'm shooting for even now. I have not given up, and it's looking at 6.5 years outside of college now. But I want to be a producer, so you can get into the film world and help people make films and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I decided that I didn't
like
want
that the most. You like that the most, the producing side.
The producing side, right, yeah. Right. I didn't really care. I mean, I really enjoyed working on teams, working on sets as a PA and a grip and whatever else they needed. But after a while, there's only so much that you can do. Like I wasn't getting paid.
Right.
So, and the real
struggle of every film person.
Yeah. The real reason that, I did it for free is because my teacher, one of my teachers said, you need to pay your dues. So I had no problem with doing a whole bunch of free film work, a whole lot. I mean, I'm talking like a year to 2 years, like straight up not getting paid.
For other students, or was this
not other students, for professional companies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you're just a PA, and they were like, Grant, lift this, Grant,
right.
that.
Right.
Turkey, not ham.
Yeah. And, I was a transportation. I transported producers from the airport and back to the studios whenever I was at AMS Productions.
Yeah.
I got to meet some pretty interesting people during that time. You said Michael is. Oh, you're at AMS Productions?
No. Michael Gonzalez.
Oh, Michael Gonzalez.
Yeah.
No, but I had a question. I don't even know what a PA is.
Remember Robbie Curtis?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was at AMS Pictures as an editor.
Ah, okay.
Whenever I was there. Yeah.
He could you fill some of the people in on what a PA is?
A PA is a production assistant. They are the helping hands on set. We do a PA pretty much does everything that we're told. We aren't really specialized in any area. Our services, we aren't really with the sound production. We're not with the camera crew. But we clean, we maintain boundaries for the film sets, and we act as a semi-security.
Sure.
We do security a little
Wow.
bit, for the film sets. If they don't have any actual security. So so whenever I was doing that, that's what it was. It was a lot of heavy lifting, and production assistants, very, very similar to being a grip.
It's a thankless job.
A thankless job?
Yeah, a thankless job.
Thankless.
Not a thankless. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They thanked you, but not with money.
Not with money. Well, that's
Right.
what I'm saying. It's like, if it really meant something, they'd go ahead and shell out some cash. Be like, we appreciate you today.
Right.
Here's some.
Basically, if you want to get on a film set and make money, you have to be really, really good and specialized at what you do.
Yep.
Okay. And
You wanted to specialize in
right. And then if you're that good, then they will pay you through the nose to get you on their team. They will pay you really.
So you have to
good
be
money.
invaluable.
Right.
What kind of movies? Because I'm sort of familiar with the movies that you made in college. When you were making
A lot of Christians.
some movies, yeah. So
Yeah.
did you have an agenda that you were trying to do?
I wanted to educate people through entertainment. I wanted to, if I was able to work up to it, I would have liked people to learn the Bible, because I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in the church.
Yeah.
And my main goal was I wanted people to learn the Bible and understand, that the Bible is something that you can take seriously, something that you can take literal.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my biggest thing,
Taking it literally.
literal.
Literally, yeah.
Oh yeah, literal. Yep. The
So
Bible says that that Eve had a full-on conversation with a snake.
Yeah.
That happened.
that happened.
That happened.
So when before we get into all of that, just to clean up the film part, what was your biggest motivation for film, or who did you look to as like a filmmaker that you wanted to be like?
Well, actually, Daniel Milliken, he was somebody that I looked up to for quite some time, and I still look up to him today. He's a feature-length filmmaker. He's done 5 films. He hasn't done a feature-length film since Rising Stars back in 2009, not to my knowledge. But up to that point, he had done 5 feature-length films, and he actually came to UTA and he taught a film production class. It was, I don't remember the name of the class, but it was higher level filmmaking, and he taught us about raising money for films and
How important that was.
yes, and how to approach potential investors.
Yeah.
Whenever you were trying to raise money for your films, that sort of thing.
Because one thing I never really got, I knew there was a Christian rock and religious music and everything like that, and there was a whole market for that. I didn't realize that there was a Christian Catholic side to film. Like there's a whole market on that side. So when I saw these movies, I was like, where's the audience going to be? Where is this going to go? The ultimate goal. Like you don't see a lot of these movies in movie theaters. So
Right.
where would it go? So like.
Yeah, they're mostly straight to DVD. Every once in a while you'll get lucky and they will go to theaters every now and again.
Like Passion of the Christ.
Left Behind
Passion of the
series.
Christ is probably the best example.
Really?
And the Left Behind series that did go to film, didn't it? Yeah, at least the first.
And
All the rest of them were straight to DVD.
those books killed it.
The books were great.
They really dominated.
Was
Yeah.
that Nicolas Cage?
No,
What was that one?
no, they remade Left Behind with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage was the remake,
Who was the first
and
one?
that was a big mistake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for some reason, Nicolas Cage, he went on and he wasn't able to redeem it.
Well, for the record, anything with Nicolas Cage, I'm sold on it. I don't care if he's remaking Star Wars, The Room, or Mary Poppins. He can be every character anytime.
Right. The problem is that he took on the part, but he did not have a part in the movie. I don't believe that gave him the opportunity to use his full acting ability.
Yeah.
You know, because Nicolas Cage, he is strongest in certain roles, but in the role that he took on in that particular film, he was not able to, really express himself to the.
He just took the paycheck?
To the degree that he needed. Yeah, he just got
the paycheck.
He just did the
part.
Took the paycheck.
Some guy who's confused. Got it.
Yeah,
I've done that before.
Yeah.
So it was Kirk Cameron.
Kirk Cameron was the first Left Behind guy.
And his career has taken an interesting turn. I know he did a movie called How to Save Christmas. Is that right? Or Saving Christmas, where he talks about.
Yeah.
I've only seen the trailer.
Right.
But I'm like, I saw the trailer and I was like, seen the movie. Sort of thing. Like, you see trailers like that all the time. Basically about him talking about how this is the birth of Jesus.
Right. Kirk Cameron works very closely with Living Waters Ministries, and that I can't remember his name, but he's the guy who goes and
Ray Comfort
literally stands on the box. He's got a web series called Standing on the Box. Standing on a wood box or something like that.
Yeah.
And he goes out
Ray Comfort
and he actually preaches to people and tries to help people get saved and go to heaven.
I've seen those people on
I forgot his name.
In downtown.
But that's the guy who Kirk Cameron works with a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not the only guy he works with, but because Kirk Cameron's a pretty big deal, sort of.
Right.
So yeah, he's got a lot of connections.
Yeah.
Not just that one guy.
Kirk Cameron, I've seen a lot of his stuff. He's taken more of a religious awakening route. So like, how do you weigh that in your decision to make a movie? Did you only want to make Christian movies or? The goal is to take stories from the Bible and make them as real and as epic as possible. And I feel that they have done that. Like Noah.
What's that?
Did you see that movie, Noah? With
Darren Aronofsky. With Russell Crowe and Darren Aronofsky. Yeah, saw that. They had some elements in it that I liked, but it was really out there. As far as what the real story of Noah presented in the Bible was, they seems like they changed a lot, and they turned Noah into a unwilling. It's a certain kind of. It's like a superhero that doesn't want to be a superhero, but he goes out and does superhero things.
He just gets called upon, sort of like what is it?
Yeah, there's a term for that.
Yeah, I don't know. If it's a film term, I definitely don't know it. I call this like the loud microphone.
Yeah.
I don't know. But for a book,
it's not their first choice to be a superhero, but they're put in the position where it's like they can save people, so it's like might as well go save them.
So for a book
that's what they were trying to do with Superman.
Yeah, right. So for a book that's been translated through thousands of years, through dead languages and seven, it's gone through Latin and all these revisions and all the church councils where they decided like what goes in and what stays out and
specifically the Council of Nicaea.
Sure. Because I went to Catholic school. I went to Catholic school for first through 12th grade, so I'm very familiar with all this and all the politics attached to it.
Right.
So when approaching a thing like that, can you take it like word per word and like which version of of what
Absolutely.
sect do you take?
Absolutely. They have taken the Bible. Okay, they have taken ancient manuscripts from the Bible, and all we have are copies today. Okay, we have copies, and we have copies of of portions of the Bible, and then we've got copies of the entire Bible. All of it that extends all the way back to the 3rd century. We don't have very much before that.
Right.
Okay. But we have sermons and we have copies. There is actually more ancient manuscripts that extend back to the 3rd century that you can take the Bible today, compare it to those ancient manuscripts that we still have.
Yeah.
And you will find that it's still the same thing, with a few spelling differences.
Yeah.
If you take those ancient manuscripts, translate it into what we have today. I mean, go back to the ancient manuscripts. I'm telling you, that the ones that are sitting in museums that are the original copies, and not to mention just those manuscripts, but we have sermons from preachers from the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd century that were written down.
So you take.
And well, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
And I want to make this one point because
Sure.
it's super interesting. But those sermons from the preachers that were written down, okay, and contained enough Bible scriptures in it that even if we didn't have the copies of the scriptures, okay, you could take what the sermons from the preachers had, and you can piece together the entire Bible from just what they taught from. Okay, so I mean, there is very little doubt that what we have today is in fact still the same thing as what we had thousands of years ago.
I think it's a very. You ever played the game Telephone?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. But that's not what's happening here.
That's not what's happening.
What I'm talking about is you got somebody in the 3rd century. They write something down. It is preserved until today. Okay, they can date it. They know that it's from the 3rd century,
right?
AD. Okay, and they know that it's from the 3rd century. So we've had something that has lasted. This is uncorrupted. Okay, we can take our Bible today, go back and look at that document from the 3rd century, and and translate that document into what we have today, and it's the same thing.
They were speaking some kind of ancient form of Latin,
Aramaic or
Aramaic. So
a
a lot of that doesn't directly translate. You can go to Google now and type in "I'd like to buy a sandwich," and then have that in Brazilian, and it'll be like "I'm made of sandwiches." You know what I mean? So modern technology is still trying to catch up with just accommodate translation. Right. So when you're and a lot of these are.
Now I'd like to recommend Lee Strobel. He has done a lot of work into this.
Yeah.
Okay, and he is the one who made a document called "The Case for Christ," and then a documentary, one called "The Case for Christ" and one called "The Case for Faith," and he's probably done more than that since then. But if you go back, and find out, he's a journalist, and he went and interviewed experts in the field, and they're the ones that have. They're the ones who give the interviews, and this is where I'm getting my information from. So I mean, I'm not just making it up.
So do you follow the King James Bible? Is that your
the King James Bible? Yeah, sure. King James is probably my favorite. Yeah, but I'm not a King James only. I believe that the NIV or that God can do His work through anybody. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that helps me get a little bit better understanding of the overall message for you seems to be it's good. It gives you a good moral backbone, right?
It helps you to understand
Or is
not
this
only
just-
morality.
or is this, if
The
you don't
Bible
follow
is
to a
not
T?
just about morality.
Yeah. If you don't follow it to a T, though, then you're in trouble.
No.
Okay. Because if you eat
Well,
lobster today,
I
you're going
am.
to hell.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about salvation, we can talk about salvation, the issue of salvation. Okay,
Yeah.
so now the salvation is where you believe on Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's called easy believism. I'm a
That
strong.
sounds strangely.
Yeah, I know, but that's what it's called.
Okay.
I fully own it.
Okay.
You know, I'm a strong believer in easy believism. Okay, and now this is just on the issue
Mhm.
of getting into heaven.
Okay.
It's called fire insurance. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you just want to go to heaven, all you do is believe in Jesus. Bam. Believe that he died on the cross, it was God, rose again for your sins, you know, believe it was a fact. And
Oh no. Go ahead. All right. This my camera's shutting off.
oh boy.
Yeah. No, it's just out of battery. Go ahead.
Okay.
No. You can fix it.
Okay.
As long as
Y'all want to take a minute to fix that real quick?
no.
It's totally cool.
Don't worry about it. This is go. So
Okay.
we're covered.
Okay. But yeah. You know, that basically what I just said, you know, that's how you get into heaven. It's easy believism. Okay, that's called
Yeah.
fire insurance. Okay, now that's just how you get into heaven.
Right.
Let me emphasize that point. That's you will go to heaven,
If you
but that's all there is.
If you accept Jesus.
Right, if you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, and that's all there is. Okay, and
So if you accept Jesus, 99.9% of your life, you get into a car wreck and be like, I should take off my Jesus bumper sticker, and all of a sudden you get nailed by another car again. So you were not a believer of Jesus that last 3 seconds of your life because you blame the car wreck on him.
yeah, it doesn't matter. God holds you into His
He takes a majority.
majority.
Like a majority of
No.
your life.
No, you're. Let's not get sidetracked off of looking at works.
You got it.
Okay, I told you I'm easy believism.
Mhm.
All right, this is just going to heaven.
Okay.
Okay, you believe on Jesus at some point in your life.
Mhm.
Okay, it doesn't matter when. It could be whenever you're. I was 6 years old whenever I got saved, or it could be whenever you're 90 years old and 5 minutes before you die,
Mhm.
or 2 minutes before you die. 1 minute, doesn't matter. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Or it could be in the middle of your life. At any point in your life, you believe on Jesus. Okay? And you really have a true regenerative, transformative moment. Okay?
Okay.
You will go to heaven. Now, that's just going to heaven. Fire insurance. You're not going to go to hell.
Not the best parts of heaven. Or is it just like all like you're not getting into VIP?
Yeah.
You get to be in the waiting room.
Yeah,
and
God,
be dancing
Jesus. Yeah, apparently, Jesus told us a lot more about hell than he actually did about heaven.
with- Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's
But,
fans off people.
Yeah, but the truth is that heaven is going to be much more real once we get there than we are experiencing here on Earth.
So
It's going to be much
like
more real.
hell's gonna be more real than here.
Hell will be more real also,
So
because that's the prime reality. What's
so
happening
that's like
here.
a timeless space. Timeless.
Yeah, it's outside. Heaven is outside of our three-dimensional existence.
So it's 4 dimensions.
Heaven is all the dimensions.
All the dimensions.
Yes. However many dimensions there are, heaven and God and the spirit world is all of them.
Okay. I think scientists have proven up to 16 dimensions. Like they're able to like do the math, and they're like, we have this many.
Yeah, it's all theoretical.
So it's all theoretical.
Yeah. You have to take their word for it and believe it the same way that you believe in the Bible.
Yeah. I think.
Well, actually, I would argue that that with those dimensions,
it takes more faith.
It probably takes more faith to believe that than it does to believe in the Bible.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a good segue into the. I want to ask you, yes or no?
Okay.
Are you a flat earther?
And the next video will have my answer. So